once more, poopsies. This is me, Tony Bomboni, ASMR, and welcome back to your ASMR video. So, I'm outside today. This is a custom video, 30-minute ASMR booking on my website, tonybomboni.com. If you go in the link below in the description box, or in the top pinned comment in the comment section down below, you can see my website link where you can book your own private, personal, custom video, like a tarot reading, Reiki healing, other prediction type of videos, or custom ASMR videos. So thank you, Zachary, for booking. So he requested me to be outside for this one, to just sit and chat, specifically just to sitting down and chatting with you in the great outdoors. So thank you, Zachary. Okay, so tonybomboni.com, and make sure you guys check out my online courses. I have 2 online courses, and I have 2 places where you can listen to my ASMR albums, Spotify and Apple Music. You just type Tony Bomboni on both platforms, you'll find me. All the links are in the description though, so it's so easy to find me. All the links are on tonybomboni.com to my bookings, my albums, and my online courses. Those 3 things, okay? Alright. And your support goes a great way to helping this channel, and I just want to talk a little bit about it, you know, because I've been really trying to grow those numbers there, and there's so many people that have over the years been listening to those tracks, and pretty soon I'm going to have a link where you can actually directly check out my Apple Music, and it's going to be an affiliate link where I'll earn a portion of your monthly subscription sign up. And it's just a one link where you guys can click and you can access my albums, you know. So that's great, and I'm glad that new program is available. Kind of like how I used to do MONQ. You guys remember those monk sticks? Same thing. It's just going to be me promoting that affiliate link for a while, and we'll see how that goes. And you know, right now I'm on my back patio, and I actually had to get my ring light inside so it doesn't overheat because it's very hot and humid outside right now. You can probably tell by my sheen on my forehead. The lawn mowing people just came, so I was like, perfect timing to start this video. The grass was getting so long. My ankles have been itching like crazy for weeks now. Like, this grass, I don't know, either I'm getting allergic to it or it's just growing so wild. Like, the weather has been wild. A lot of rain. You still hear a lot of wind because that hurricane left us recently, so there's always that leftover wind after such a great storm. I hope you can see me. I always feel like I have to get a little closer just so you can see me because the lighting is a little off. Okay, and this is why I barely film it facing this way, because there's no lighting here. It's literally dark, so my ring light's literally inside behind my sliding door facing toward me, and I had to close the door so the air doesn't keep blowing and so the light doesn't overheat and explode, you know, God forbid. Okay, but anyway, so yes, I'm really trying to get more followers on Spotify and Apple Music. So far I have like, I think 2,750 followers on Spotify, almost. I'm not sure on Apple Music, but like right now I have about just over 30,000 monthly listeners on Spotify. So yeah, if you guys could just like keep listening to those daily, or you know, in the background. There's so many tracks. I think there's thousands of tracks by now. You can just click on any of my albums, and there's hundreds of albums literally that have been uploaded since I think 2019. So there's so much content from so many videos I've done on YouTube, and it's just such a great way. And I think Spotify and Apple Music both, if I'm not mistaken, have a first 30 days free. So that's how you can listen to your favorite artists and support on there and stuff like that. So, yeah, but I'm glad that's there for you guys, you know. And again, it's a great way to support. If you can't support through bookings, but hands down the best way to support is the bookings, you know. I always tell people a 30-minute booking today can help fund and support this YouTube channel for one day. That's a huge deal. Like, all I need is just someone to book a 30-minute today, and I'm good, right? I'm covered for the day. As a business, like, the rest is covered, That's like, it covers like half of it, but I got the other half through other ways and means that I go about this business. But yeah, and an hour session covers 2 days, so it's like, that goes a long way. That kind of really does help me actually keep making daily content for you. As I always say, a 15-minute covers half a day, so whatever way you support, even those tips and donations, I always say, if you'd like to leave a tip, it's not mandatory. I'm not a restaurant, okay? I'm not going to ever beg you for 10, 20, 30% from your bill. I'm not going to expect someone who just, people who book an hour, they already paid like almost $200. I'm not going to expect you to pay another $50, unless it really comes from your heart. Sometimes people book a 15-minute and they donate $100, It's just up to you what you decide to do, what comes from your heart. And it all goes a long way in helping this channel keep running, because this has been, every year I feel like I keep saying that, this is the most expensive year, this is the most expensive year. Like, it just gets more expensive with time, I mean, inflation hit us pretty bad. And I understand a lot of people have to work like 2-3 jobs, so it's like, it's not easy for any of us right now. Even the rich, they're struggling as well. People making 6 figures are struggling as well, living paycheck to paycheck. So I think this is the first time I'm pretty much paycheck to paycheck. I'm just like, at this point, because like living alone and the rent is through the roof right now. I was not that way with my brother, but like now that I'm on my own, I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty much that way too. After taxes and after, like, I don't even think I'm going to be able to save $1 this year, to be honest with you. It's just gotten very expensive to operate. And so, yeah, and I definitely am considering probably a roommate again in the near future, if things keep going like this in our economy and just like the state of the world, and I never like to blame that either. I always take accountability and responsibility for myself, but at the end of the day, I have to operate as a business. If I can't make it, I have to obviously find a ways and a means to either bring in other income or, cut my expenses in half by living with someone. So there's that, but and I'm okay with that. I can't be alone too long. It's not healthy, I feel like, to be alone for too long anyway, regardless, because it just affects your mental health. Like, you can't, like, no matter how hermity you are, no matter how much of a Virgo you are, it just, sometimes you need to be around people. So yeah, and obviously it would be nice to have like extra spending money to, travel again next year, hopefully. But yeah, I like cut my travels after. I was like, oh my gosh, like everything just got so ridiculously through the roof. Like, even booking from a hotel to a house, it's like there's just so many additional fees. It's ridiculous, My goal and my dream is still one day, though, while I'm sitting here and chatting with you outside, because that's the point of this video. I'll do a couple extra things, but you'll see soon. But is to rent a tiny house like by the beach for a month, and just that'll be like my retreat. I'll still work out of that house, but that's my goal. Like, I really want to do that, hopefully by next year. People were recommending to me, oh, Tony, if you don't know what you're doing, if you're feeling a bit lost right now, instead of renting or whatever, buying a house, why don't you try just jumping from Airbnb or Verbo to Verbo, which is a house rental. Verbo is like Airbnb, right? And I was looking, I'm like, okay, I'll take that, into consideration. And I'm looking, I'm like, child, these prices are through the roof. There's homes that are going for like $6,000 in 1 month. I'm like, I'm not paying $6,000 for 1 month of rent for a house. Are you freaking kidding me? And then I pay like over $2,000 for this place. Just be me alone, And so I was like, oh my gosh, that's crazy. But yeah, hopefully things start to drop, pretty soon, because it's pretty sad. It's pretty ridiculous that we have limited time on this planet, right? And for people to have to work, so much just to survive, it really makes me upset. Actually, it deeply upsets me because that's no way for any of us to live. It just really, there's something bothers me in my spirit very deeply about that, having to do that much just to survive. And I guess in a sense, humanity's been trying to survive all this time for eons because, at least we don't have to go out and hunt and be cavemen and women and, risk our lives. But, something just doesn't sit right in my spirit about that. And, a huge chunk of our wage is having to go to some entity that it just, you never see that money again just because you have to pay it or else. It's just, none of that really resonates with me. And I find it very hypocritical when I see these YouTubers, though, that are very braggadocious, in my honest opinion, who say, they come up with these like clickbait titles like, you don't have to work. You were taught to believe you have to work. I'm like, did you move to Thailand? Because that's probably what you did. You probably sold your house and got up and left to Thailand and live in a little hut. Yeah, I'm not doing that. Okay, that's cute. You do you, boo-boo. But I'm not moving to Bali or Thailand or whatever cheap area, right? Like, that's because that at this point, that's the only way you can not work. And how long that gonna last you, right? So, until you get bored alone, you left all your family and friends and your lover behind, huh? Doesn't click in my spirit either. So it's almost like realistically, with some things you have no choice. You have a life formed here. You have pets. You can't just leave and get up and all of a sudden pretend like you don't have to work anymore. You could, if that's really resonating with you. I'm not blaming you or judging you, but I don't know. I'm tired of seeing these, and then my recommended, these clickbait YouTubers who are just all about like, oh, you have been taught to believe you have to work. Honey, you probably come from a rich family and don't have to work, right? How about the rest of us, who didn't be born with a silver spoon in our freaking mouth? So, excuse me, God bless, but I'm getting a little worked up here because I think it's very hypocritical and delusional and a little bit insensitive for people to make those kind of content and pretend like they know it all. And I'm like, you're 25, shut up, sit down. Like, you don't know anything about life yet. Grow up, really. Come on. Anyway, it just stresses me out because I'm like, I've been working since I was 14. Like, I've worked so hard and earned so much. And I'm like, I'm not stupid. I see the state of the world. It's horrible. And I don't think I don't know anyone who's making, I met maybe in the last few years, maybe 2 people I've met and talked to who are doing more than fine, and they still have a lot of abundance, and they're not complaining one complaint out of their mouth about their situation at all. Like, and I barely know them. I barely talk to them. I don't actually know how they're doing now. And you don't actually know people's situation, right? Like, you may assume someone's doing well, and they may tell you they are, but you don't actually know their situation, So that irks me when people are like quick to say like, oh, my situation's fine. Situations change all the time. They're fluctuating and flexible, just like someone's health, just like someone's house. It's not guaranteed to even be there tomorrow, right? So, I don't know. It's just things like that get on my nerves. But what also at the same time gets on my nerves is when people are like thinking like doomsday is tomorrow, right? It's not going to be tomorrow, right? It's a very gradual change. And so I think we're feeling that, and it's so slow, and that's why it's more painful, because it's like a slow and painful death of what we once knew about our reality. And I think that's what makes people so uncomfortable. But I think people are burned out. I think people are depleted. They have had enough. And I think everyone's looking for the change that they're looking for. And I'm not talking about just in the United States. I'm talking about the whole world, period. There are like 4 of the most beautiful dragonflies that are flying and circling around right now. And also I hear even from other people and YouTubers and stuff, and people who are like huge podcasters, they're talking about like people who make like $100,000 a month, $50,000 a month, and they're living paycheck to paycheck too. I'm like, that's not a life to me either. That's not the life I want to live, at least, whatever makes them happy. But I'm like, why, when I have to work all the time and I'm making all that money? So like, there is a balance, right? There's a balance and a structure in everyone's life to everything. And you don't need one specific amount of money to make you happy, right? It's actually a false teaching. You have to go for what works for you, okay? So that's the end of that rant. But don't seek money, right? Like, don't seek those things, because yeah, I know someone personally even that's like just recently got a better paying job in the last few months, and it's like he's kind of worked in the car industry, and it's like now he's at like, I would say maybe 200,000 a year, and that's pretty good, after taxes, maybe 150 max, right? But pretty good. And he's of a particular age, so it's like, okay, that's to be expected after a while. Yeah, so near retirement, so to speak. But he's unhappy as hell. He's lonely. He's just like depressed, bored. It's just, I'm just like, why? And he hates his job so much. He like rolls his eyes when he goes to work. I'm like, why? What's the point? Why are you there? It just, that doesn't sit right in my spirit. I know he has no choice, but it's like, and he just bought all of these things. He's like maxed out his credit cards. He's in huge debt. I'm just like, why though? Like, why do people do that? Why do you enslave yourself to alone? Like to a certain life, to So it's like, I've even considered. I'm like, if I don't move in with someone in the next year or so, if I'm not lucky, or I don't know, just everyone I know disappears and I have no other option, I'm considering downsizing. I really am. The only reason I got a house was because of pets, but I feel like I don't want to keep feeding into that system. I'd rather humble myself. I'm not thinking small, but it's just like, I'd much rather avoid stress and take it easy. My goal in my 30s was to take it easy. I definitely want to travel more and take it easy. Granted, if I didn't have pets and I wasn't in a relationship, what I probably would be doing right now is probably traveling like that, jumping from place to place that's pretty cheap and affordable. Mexico, Thailand, things like that. There's even a service actually where you can babysit people's pets and water their plants, and you stay in their house for free, and they can actually babysit yours, or someone in exchange, like a trade kind of website, and it's like Trusted Sitters, something like that I was recommended. I was like, I wouldn't do that. It's a pride thing. But I was like thinking about, if, everyone disappeared that I knew tomorrow, I probably would end up doing that, because I'm still trying to figure out where is the best place for me to live, and whether it's Arizona or who knows where else, right? Like, I find Maryland beautiful, I could probably see myself there someday, but maybe not now, anytime soon. But yeah, it's just sad because like the real estate markets, I was so upset the other day. I was just like, I'm being so honest with you, I was so upset with these prices. I'm like, it's just not coming down, and it's just gotten so unaffordable for so many people. It's really sad. Like, I personally don't know anyone who's ever bought a house on their own. It's always with a partner, and their partner has to be working like a high-end job or some crap like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is so hard to buy a house. Like, can you honestly buy a house on your own? Like a decent house, not just like a shack or hut, like a decent house. You know what I'm saying? Because nowadays a shack or hut goes for $300,000. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's like, who can even do that? And even if you cannot do that, if you just barely get approved, that's not wise financially, if you're barely approved. So I'm like, it doesn't make logical sense for me, especially in an unstable, wavering economy. Why would you buy something that big and risk your financial situation? Unless you had like, I don't know, a lot of extra money on the side on top of the down payment, It just doesn't make sense to me. Like, why would I suffer more? Why would I put myself into more debt? It just makes no sense whatsoever. But anyway, so chit chat over. I didn't really plan this video. I just wanted to speak from the heart, speak my truth, and talk about things a little bit. So, that we're kind of getting on my nerves lately, No one should have to slave for their house. Cavemen at least knew how to build their house, and it was free. Yeah, exactly. So, made me wish I paid attention more growing up, because my father was a home remodeler and did construction, and he could build a house from the ground up, literally. But yeah, like I said, there's really no other option right now. Even like Mexico, even anywhere you go, that house is gonna be through the roof right now. It's so ridiculous. And I'm looking at my family members in Macedonia. I'm like, they have everything. They have houses and cars and pools and boats and trucks. I'm just like, what are we doing wrong? You know, and they definitely don't make nearly as much as we do. So it's like, what are we actually doing wrong, you know? And yet they're unhappy. They want to live here. It just doesn't make sense. Everything is so backwards, you know? And when you think someone has it all, they don't. And when someone has it all and they think they do, they don't. And when someone doesn't have it all and they think the other does, they don't. You know, it's just like everything is so topsy-turvy now that nothing makes sense anymore. Nothing even matters anymore. And I'm just like, I'm trying to take it easy and chill. I'm just like, you know, just be thankful for what little you have, Tony. You know what I'm saying? And just move on, right? I'm definitely continuing to do what I do because I am very passionate about it and I enjoy it, even though it definitely has not made me a millionaire. And I'm not bitter or upset about that. Definitely some ASM artists have become millionaires, I've noticed, because of it. Good for them, even if they started later than me. But, you know, it's not about that to me. It's about, you know, doing what I enjoy, and am I actually genuinely living a happy life? Do I have to set an alarm clock to wake up today? You know? Do I have to be someone's B word today? You know, that makes a big difference. If you are under someone, if you are under someone's house, if you are listening to their rules and regulations, whether at a job, whether at home, you know, are you in a controlling situation, right? One that's not healthy, you know, and I think that's more important to me, is to be free, you know, more than anything else in this planet. I think if you have your freedom, you have your power back. And that's definitely what I align to work toward, rather than the material of this fake, false, dense reality, which is a mere blip of an existence, and it becomes irrelevant in the long scheme of things. So, yeah, it's just a lot to consider. So maybe if you're thinking you're unhappy with your job or where you are or what you're doing, consider a change, you know. We're all going through it in some way, shape, or form. No one is immune to that. And, yeah, reach out to people who may be feeling bored or alone or sad today, who are unhappy, who are miserable with their lives, who are depressed. Reach out anyway. Even if someone's depressed and they don't reach out anyway, okay? You don't never know who needs to hear your voice. So be that light for others who are going through darkness. I think that's overall the message. And try not to pay attention to the false reality. It's all an illusion anyway. All our money is hyperinflated up the butt anyway. It's useless. Paper currency, it's garbage at this point. It's useless. It's toilet paper. So invest in things that actually have value, like family, like love, like relationships, like travel, like memories, things that will give you memories. I'm sorry, my ankle is itching so bad. Okay, maybe I'm itching for more travel. That's why my feet itch. Psychologically, there's something your body's always telling you. Anyway, so I am going to go ahead and use these 2 different incense sticks, mugwort and cactus flower and tonka, and burn them for the remainder of this short video. And just clear the energy of anything we've been going through and bring in some good vibes. Bring in that positive white light. Son of a leap. No es trabajo. Maybe if I ignite it this way, it might work. One of them lit, but the other one doesn't want to light. That might work. I'm not so sure though. Oh yeah, it actually did light up. That's cool. Did you know that if you put a lit up incense next to another one, it'll light up too? That's awesome. Okay, so there we go. Right, there's always a will, there's always a way, right? And you can always get out of a situation you feel stuck in. No one's forcing you to stay there. You're not trapped. You're not actually stuck. Stuck is part of that 3D illusion, right? And I feel like there's definitely a lot of energies here that try to interfere with us. I definitely felt a lot in the spirit lately, like something doesn't feel right or sit right with me. Not in my personal life, but just collectively. So just be mindful of what that is. Whatever that icky feeling is inside of you, that situation you feel like you can never get out of. Focus on that, pinpoint that feeling from within yourself, within your being now. Whether it's an itchy ankle or something's itching at you, burning at you inside. Something needs change. Just focus on that energy now. And allow yourself to be removed from it at this time. Acknowledge it, address it, face it head on, don't be afraid of it, but know that it has no power or say or control or dominion over you and your life. I think a lot of things already try to take our attention and control us and make us live in fear and lower our vibration, but not anymore. You're not having that energy anymore, my friend. You know that through any situation you can overcome and get through it with pride, with the sense of dignity. Not a sense of entitlement, because no one owes us anything, but a sense of knowing that you are worth more. At least knowing you deserve more is where it begins. That's the energy that will propel you forward to get more of what you're looking for. And there's no judgment. We're all looking for different things in this reality. This reality which is so confusing at times, because no one has the answers, no matter how much they think they do. The more we know, the less we know. So just let go of that knowing. Let go of, stop trying. Just in general, stop trying. Right now, give in, let go. Release that effort. Stop expecting things to happen when you can't even predict what tomorrow brings. Just relax. Just be happy with where you're at and what you got right now. You've been given more than enough help, guidance, wisdom in your life, through others, through God. Right now you just have to be free. Free yourself. Free yourself from those old binds. Release yourself. Free yourself. Good. Good, good. Okay. So, did you enjoy that? I hope you did. My gosh, time went by. I'm just going to leave it burning for a while. Maybe just cleanse my energy a bit of any frustration. I'm noticing a lot of anger within my being. I struggle to admit this to you guys because I don't want you to be concerned about me, but for years now I've struggled with so much anger. I've struggled with releasing so much. Maybe some of you long-term viewers know this, but it's just so much is coming out. And I think it used to be suppressed, but it's just been pouring out of me. I think like years of anger and years of maybe feeling like I got the short end of the stick, so to speak, in some ways, and resentment and bitterness and tension. And I've just been releasing so much of that lately. It's just made me a new person, honestly. I never used to be this angry. It's a very interesting energy to work with, for sure. But I know it's better to release it in a healthy manner than to keep suppressing it and pretending like everything's okay. But yeah, I think we're all so made so different and so unique, and I think we just have to work at it day in and day out. I'm trying my best to work on not being so angry in the heat of the moment, especially when something triggers me. And just breathe and remember I don't have to lash out right away. I don't have to get defensive. I don't have to control a situation, and that's very hard for me because I'm very controlling, and that's why it's hard to, some people to deal with that. And The other day I told myself, Tony, you don't have to be so angry, right? There's no reason for you to even be this angry. And it didn't necessarily help, but I think just the mindfulness of like, you know, you get those downloads sometimes. Just the mindfulness of what you're experiencing, going through, and feeling in this moment is powerful, is important, you know, at least to have awareness of what you're feeling and experiencing from years of stress, trauma, whatever, is key to healing. Shut up, garbage truck. I'm thankful you picked up my trash, but shush. And to finish off, I want to just send you, to end this video, some lipid energy from Arizona, some Arizonan energy. Just to relax you, to calm your mind. This is good for your mental health as well. I know what mental health struggles are like. I know what it's like to go insane some days. I don't judge you. Let's heal together. Let's work on this together. You can't help what you feel. Just know that. You're doing the best you can. Just know that. May you find the support you're looking for. Just know that. Eventually you'll get there. Eventually this will be over. This will pass you. This won't be forever. Some things feel like forever, but they're never forever. Never forever. And I thank you. I thank you. God bless you. Love and light to you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for enjoying my videos. Thank you for signing up for services at TonyBomboni.com, where I can use crystals like this to send you Reiki healing energy. I do 15-minute and 30-minute Reiki healings, 15-minute, 30-minute, and 1 hour long tarot readings, 15-minute, 30-minute coffee cup and candle wax readings, and 15-minute, 30-minute, and 1 hour long custom ASMR videos. I think I offer 2 hour long ones as well. I think so, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know if I took that part down, but yeah. Smell your crystals. You absorb the energy by smelling them, okay? I know I've mentioned that before, but just a reminder. Okay, guys. So, thank you all so much. I just want to thank you again. Like I said, you guys are so awesome. You're so amazing. You're so incredible. You're a being of light. So many of you. Okay? And, you're just so incredible. You forget how awesome you are, you know? You forget how amazing you are. I think you have to wake up every morning and just remind yourself how awesome you are. That's what I feel you really need to do, okay? Just remind yourself. Don't fear what you can't control. You'll be just fine. You'll be just fine. It'll all work out. Honey, I know it will, okay? All of you. Alright, so again, thank you, Zachary, for booking this video, and thank you, Boosties, for watching, and I will see you all very, very soon. Take care. Bye.